Hey guys, thanks for joining me. It's Nicole from Dogo Argentino, USA. And today we are going to talk about why you cannot have a Dogo Argentino. Now before you click away, I mean you can't have one right now. Not that you can't ever have one. So the first thing that you want to make sure that you have in place in your life before you're considering a Dogo Argentino is allergy tests. You want everybody in the household to be allergy tested, because the last thing you want to do is get a puppy and then have to place that puppy after everybody falls in love because somebody is allergic. So the next thing you want to make sure you do is research, and plenty of it. It is so important that you understand the needs of this or any dog before you take it on. Because again, we want you to have a great experience with this dog, not a bad one. So if you don't know anything about the majestic Dogo Argentino, I encourage you to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Check out a plethora of videos on my channel regarding the noble and majestic hunting breed known as the Dogo Argentino. So one of the things that I think is very important about the Dogo in general is that they have a lot of space. This is a hunting breed. This is particularly important if you don't intend to hunt the dog. If you don't intend to hunt the dog, then you're going to need to make up that activity as I do in my personal life. So that could be things like making sure that you are taking them on exciting walks to new and interesting places. You can see behind me there's streams, there's trees, there's a lot of things going on here, and it is a beautiful place for us to go. And in case you didn't know, one of my very, very favorite places to take my dogs walking is in the woods, because they absolutely, positively love it, and it is super, super fun. So you want to make sure that those are things that you are willing to do. You've got to have space. This dog needs so much more exercise than most people realize. They were designed to keep up with hunters on horseback, and so they just have a real need to run. And if they don't get that exercise, they're going to be less happy as animals. They're going to be more destructive. They're going to be more aggressive. They're going to be more territorial. They're going to bark more. So you want to make sure that you are getting them the wonderful exercise that they need, and that can be running if you're a runner, hiking like me, walking. You just want to make sure that you're enriching their environment in such a way that they are really getting that energy out, because if they don't, they're going to find a way. You can see them just kind of in the background, fooling around, doing their thing, being dogs. They love to exercise. It's literally their favorite thing. They would starve rather than give up a daily walk, and that is for reals. So make sure that you are willing to give them that exercise. Okay, the other thing you need to be prepared for is the expense. These are exotic dogs, they're expensive dogs. And it's not just the cost of the dog, that's the least of your concerns. That only makes, depending on how much you pay, between 3 and 15% of the total cost of ownership over the lifetime of the dog. You want to figure out whether you're going to get insurance or not, whether you're going to feed raw, whether you're going to feed kibble, the cost of veterinary care. I spend literally thousands of dollars on my dogs every single year. So you want to be prepared for that. The next thing you want to make sure is that you have the time to put into the dog, particularly in the first 1 year of life. That is the most critical period. If you want your dog to be awesome, you need to be able and willing to invest time, energy, effort, and money in making sure that you are obedience training, you're spending lots of bonding time with the dog, you're giving it what it needs during that first year, but critically, you're setting yourself up as the alpha. If you are a person who's impatient, inconsistent, any dog is going to benefit from you increasing your patience, increasing your consistency, and making sure you're giving the dog the structure it needs to thrive. So if you're really busy at work, this is not a great time to get a dog. If you're pregnant, if you're trying to get pregnant, if you have a newborn, this is not a good time to get a dog, because you're going to invest those resources in your children. Once life settles down in a few years, get a dog then. Get a dog when you know that you have the time, energy, effort, and money to invest in that dog, because you want that dog to be an enriched member of your family, not a nuisance. And dogs that are, quote, nuisances, that usually comes from you not investing the time necessary to make the dog aware of the rules and expectations they have as part of the pack member. So You want to make sure that you are not traveling a lot. If you have to travel for work, it kind of falls into the same thing as working excessive hours. Unless you have somebody who is essentially staying at home and taking care of the dog, this would not be a good breed. Now, many of you know that I own my own business. I employ 6 people. I'm very, very busy at work, and I do travel for work. And I absolutely could not have these dogs were it not for the wonderful contributions of my dog handler, who shows my dogs, who trains my dogs, who exercises my dogs when I am not available to do that. So you have to have somebody in your life who's willing to take that role if you personally cannot. I do, so that's great. As you know, you've seen lots of my videos. The heavyset gentleman that's in my videos, he's medically retired, so he's not going anywhere. He is with my dogs most of the time. I would say that my dogs are very rarely alone, maybe less than 5% of their time, because my dogs are my hobby. They are my life. I'm not married. I don't have children. My dogs are it. My dogs are it. And if I didn't have a relative at home willing to take care of them, this wouldn't be the breed that I would personally get. The other thing that I think is very important, and this kind of ties into space, is that you have an area to exercise the dogs, that you can go and have your dogs be dogs. So that could be a huge fenced yard, that could be a park. Make sure you've got that space available for them. Now, I hope you have found this helpful. To reiterate things that I think that you should definitely have before you get a Dogo Argentino, you want to make sure that you have the time, energy, and effort to put into it. You have the financial stability. I personally believe that you should own your home, because then you can't be at the whim of landlords telling you can't have the dog because it's a big dog, or in some geographic locations in the world it's considered a dangerous dog. You having your own space means you make those decisions. You want to make sure that you are prepared in terms of nobody having allergies, in terms of everybody understanding the purpose and the place of this dog in your life, everybody being on the same page in terms of consistency of training, consistency of obedience, socialization. This is a big, powerful breed. We want you to be completely successful. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, because that is the way small channels like mine grow. If you enjoy seeing educational and entertainment content regarding the Dogo Argentino, I totally want you to share this video, share it in your groups, share it online, share it to interested parties, so that we can build a better community and everybody can benefit from the collective experience of talking to each other in the comments below. Thank you so much. Have a Dogo-tastic day.